Royal Crown Digital presents The Second World War, a story of courage, sacrifice, and the price of peace. Narrator: Royal Crown Digital presents a journey through one of the most significant events in human history. This documentary explores the causes, major battles, and lasting impact of the Second World War, not to glorify conflict, but to honor those who sacrificed and to remember the importance of peace. Following the First World War, Europe faced economic hardship, political instability, and growing nationalism. The harsh conditions imposed by the Treaty of Versailles, combined with the Great Depression, created an environment in which Adolf Hitler and the Nazi Party rose to power in Germany. At the same time, Fascist Italy and Imperial Japan pursued territorial expansion, bringing the world closer to another devastating conflict. On September 1st, 1939, Germany invaded Poland using blitzkrieg tactics, a combination of tanks, aircraft, and infantry that overwhelmed defenses with speed and precision. Britain and France declared war 2 days later, marking the official beginning of the Second World War. Germany rapidly occupied much of Europe, including Denmark, Norway, Belgium, the Netherlands, and France. Britain stood alone during the Battle of Britain, where the Royal Air Force successfully defended the nation against sustained German air attacks, preventing a planned invasion. In June 1941, Germany invaded the Soviet Union in Operation Barbarossa, opening the largest front of the war. Months of fierce fighting, harsh winters, and determined Soviet resistance eventually halted the German advance. The conflict expanded further when Japan attacked Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941. The United States entered the war, transforming it into a truly global struggle fought across Europe, Africa, Asia, and the Pacific. Soldiers battled across deserts, oceans, jungles, mountains, and cities. Civilians endured bombing campaigns, occupation, shortages, and displacement. Families were separated, and millions of innocent lives were forever changed. Among the darkest chapters of the war was the Holocaust, during which millions of Jews and other persecuted groups were systematically murdered by the Nazi regime. These crimes remain a solemn reminder of the dangers of hatred, intolerance, and unchecked extremism. The tide of war gradually shifted. The Soviet victory at Stalingrad marked a turning point on the Eastern Front. Allied successes in North Africa and Italy weakened Axis forces. In the Pacific, victories at Midway and Guadalcanal reduced Japan's ability to continue its expansion. On June 6, 1944, Allied forces launched the D-Day landings on the beaches of Normandy. It became the largest amphibious invasion in history and opening the path toward the liberation of Western Europe. By April 1945, Allied forces had surrounded Germany. Adolf Hitler died in Berlin, and Germany surrendered on May 8th, celebrated as Victory in Europe Day. The war continued in the Pacific until August 1945, when atomic bombs were dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Japan announced its surrender on September 2nd, 1945, bringing the Second World War to an end. The conflict claimed the lives of tens of millions of soldiers and civilians. Entire cities were reduced to ruins, economies collapsed, and countless families mourned loved ones who never returned home. Despite the devastation, people began rebuilding. Homes, schools, hospitals, bridges, and communities were restored through determination and cooperation. Former enemies gradually became partners in rebuilding a more peaceful world. Memorials were established across many nations to honor those who made the ultimate sacrifice. Veterans shared their experiences with younger generations, ensuring that the lessons of the war would never be forgotten. Museums preserved photographs, letters, and artifacts so future generations could understand both the courage displayed and the terrible cost of conflict. Today, peaceful cities stand where battlefields once existed. Annual remembrance ceremonies continue to honor those who served while reminding the world that peace requires constant effort, understanding, and cooperation. The legacy of the Second World War is not only found in military victories, but also in humanity's determination to rebuild, reconcile, and prevent such tragedy from happening again. May we remember those who sacrificed, learn from history, and continue working toward a future where peace prevails over war. Never again. Thank you for watching. This has been a Royal Crown Digital production. If you enjoyed this documentary, please like this video, share it with your friends and family, and leave a comment with your thoughts. Subscribe to Royal Crown Digital for more historical documentaries and educational content, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss a new release. Thank you for watching Royal Crown Digital, bringing history to life.